Hello, hello. Here we are again coming to you from the Paranormal World Show under the umbrella of Broadcast Team Alpha. And we are coming to you from 44 different platforms around the world, and one of them is the Conscious Awakening Network. You got to go over there and have a look at them because they have close to 50 different shows over there. And a lot of that stuff is what you and me need to know about. So go to consciousawakeningnetwork.org and have a look. You're going to like it over there. And yeah, my name is Aage and I'm the host here. And uh, and I want to tell you how you can get a hold of me and also Nori, my co-host on Broadcast Team Alpha. Go to broadcastteamalpha.com and open the contact feature, send us an email, and we'll get the email and we'll get back to you and see what we can help you with. And I I was going to do a little more extensive description of the subject tonight, but I decided I was going to make it very short because it doesn't need to be very long. Everybody that I know is talking about disclosure. When are we going to have disclosure? We all want disclosure. If you go to many countries around the world and talk about disclosure, they have no clue what you're talking about because they are asleep. Not so much in America. I think there's a lot of awakened people here. But there is one NASA document. It was classified for 20 years, and then the classification ran out, and now we can get our hands on it. It is called Chronological Catalog of Reported Lunar Events. It dates back to 1968. In there is records of moving object, the explosions, moving lights on the moon. There's a record of a bridge being built over a crater in a very short time, in a matter of a few weeks. And it stayed there for a while and then disappeared. It's all on record. The the reports in that document, some of them date back 300 years to the time when the telescope was invented. In fact, Halley, you know the guy that found Halley's comet? The astronomer Halley has a couple of reports in there where he saw moving lights on the moon. He was the first guy with a telescope, remember? But he saw it. So there is about 200 incidents of activities on the moon. And back in 1968, we're not really supposed to be there, you know? And he was studying this for quite a while. They worked on this document for about 10 years. So we can say the moon and its activities were not ours. That should indicate to us that there is someone else, non-earthly activity going on the moon. And then there is a NASA scientist. His name is Joseph F. Blumrich. He was a leading engineer at the Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. And he studied for several years all the pictures and activities and the buildings on the moon, as well as all the pictures and the stories they can get from the Russian Space Agency. And he spent several years doing this. And the Russians, they found some really strange stuff up there, like wheels and on an axle. That is an official Russian Space Agency photo. Think of that. That's a little out there. And Joseph Blumrich, he came out and he made the statement: the moon and Earth are and have been visited on a regular basis by extraterrestrials. He spoke as a NASA scientist. You got to think about this. We were told. And then there is two high-ranking Russian scientists. They work for the Russian Space Agency, and they quoted in a Russian magazine, Sputnik. This magazine was mostly scientific, but they published other stuff too. And a lot of government officials, they put their stuff in that magazine because they knew just about every other person in Russia read that magazine. So it was a very popular magazine. There were two Russian scientists, and one of them, the names were Sherbakov. And they came out and said, the Earth is of an extraterrestrial origin and was placed there a long time ago and is not completely natural. Okay, I paused on purpose because I want this to sink in. We have been told. And then there is my favorite story. And that is when the president of the Russian Republic at the time, Medvedev, he was on a TV interview in Moscow. They did the interview. He stepped down from the chair and he was standing there, and one of the interviewers asked him, what can you tell us about UFOs and the extraterrestrials here? And Medvedev, he thought the interview was over. He thought the camera was off and the microphones were off, and there was a private comment that he gave them. Well, it wasn't. He said, oh yeah, when we take office, we get this dossier, that's a file. We get the dossier that explains about where the UFOs are from, and that the extraterrestrials are here, and then we are communicating with them. Well, he thought the microphone was off, and it wasn't. And the commentator that did the interview, they took the video back because everything was filmed. They took it back and thought it was so good. They ran it on live TV in Moscow. So Medvedev's announcement of that the UFOs and where they're from, and that the extraterrestrials are here and we are communicating with them, went on live TV in Moscow. So they were told. This was actually kind of a big thing over in Europe. There's several news outlets that picked it up and they talked about it. But in America, yeah, right. Nothing. So we have been told, but we don't listen. For the life of me, I don't understand why we have to wait for a president or the Speaker of the House have to come out with an announcement. There are so many other government people that have come and told us about the extraterrestrial presence, what's on the moon, what is here. Another thing is you can get this document that's Chronological Catalog of Reported Lunar Events. Go ahead and Google it and read it. It is very interesting. You get explained what is really going on the moon. And also, there's another document that you will find on the FBI website, and it is also on the CIA website. They keep moving it around, I guess, so it's a little harder to find, but it's on the FBI website. It's called the Smoking Gun Document. Go ahead and Google that, or maybe you shouldn't use Google. Use another one. You can get more interesting stuff. But Google, they censor things. The Smoking Gun Document. See if you can find it and read it. That explains that yes, there are extraterrestrials here. They're coming in their ships, but most of them are interdimensionals. So there you have it. We have been told in documents and in statements, but we don't listen. So think about that. Go to work, do your own research. I think there's some interesting things waiting for you. So that's all for right now. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. I got more interesting stuff coming for you. And also click the bell so you know when it's coming. And then thank you for watching. And until next time, be good to each other.